Good morning and Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great Christmas and Happy New Year celebration. I am Rochelle Whitaker, mental health therapist, educational consultant, and parent educator. My goal is to equip, empower, and educate parents on how to advocate for their children. And so today I wanted to come to you very briefly and give you 3 reasons why parents may struggle with advocating for their children and what you can do about it. So one of the things that I've heard parents say is, I'm not comfortable. I don't like confrontation. It's outside of my personality style. I don't want to I don't want to have to be confrontational. I don't want to confront teachers and the administrators about whatever may be going on. I know I need to say something, but I have such a fear or anxiety about confronting them or having confrontation that I just don't do anything. And so I dare you to say that I dare you to change your perspective. It's not about being confrontational. It's about having a conversation and being persistent and getting your child the services or assistance that they need. So I think if we change the perspective, or we change how we view, or maybe not even use confrontation as a word. So if it's outside of if you don't like confrontation, let's not even include that, right? Let's just say we need to have a conversation and we need to be persistent in following through to make sure that our child is getting what they need. And they say you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. So that's just to say that I think teachers and administrators would prefer you to come to them in a pleasant, kind way than with an attitude and aggressive. So, let's just throw out confrontation. So if you're not comfortable being confrontation, let's just focus on a conversation and persistence. We'll use those 2 words. And then I've heard parents say that they don't feel like they're the expert on the educational system, so they defer to the teachers and the administrators about their child because they don't know about lesson planning, they don't know about curriculum, and so they just say, okay, well, the teacher and the administrators are the experts. And so I would dare you to say that you are the expert on your child. And I'll just use myself as an example. A few weeks ago, I received a notification about a grade that my son received in a subject matter that he's really good in. And not only is he good in it, but he enjoys it. So when I got the notification, I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? I started to ask myself questions like, why is he getting this grade? Is this something that they hadn't gone over? What is going on? And so immediately I emailed the teacher, and I did that immediately because a lot of times, myself included, I can get distracted and get busy doing other things and I forget, or I'm like, I know I'm supposed to do something, but I just don't remember what it was. So immediately I emailed his teacher and I said, what's going on here? This is an area of strength for him. And so I'm not understanding this grade. And so she responded. And so I dare you to believe that you are the expert on your child. And so you may not be familiar with the educational system, but you do know your child. You know their strengths and you know their weaknesses. And so just trust in that. And then lastly, one of the reasons why parents don't advocate for or struggle with advocating for their children is because they feel ill-equipped. They feel intimidated by the educational system. They don't know what questions to ask, or they aren't able to express their concerns effectively. So my keyword for 2018 is preparation. I would say if you have questions and concerns when you're at home, get a notebook, start a notebook, write down, questions that you have or concerns that you have, list them out as things come up, as your child brings you information from home, or as you go through his or her schoolwork, write down the questions, write down questions that you may have. And then if you need to, take that notebook with you to the school. Schedule a meeting and take that notebook. I think when we prepare ourselves beforehand, if that's something that we're intimidated by, that a lot of times that our anxiety or intimidation can be reduced because we're already prepared. So if you are feeling ill-equipped, prepare ahead of time. And so you take some of that angst away. If you feel like it's outside of your comfort zone, I would dare you to stretch. For me, in a moment of transparency, I will tell you that doing these Facebook Live videos are, outside of my comfort zone, but I think it's important to get this information to parents because I think that there's a need for it, and I think it's a need for parents to have it. So so you just have to stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone, and I dare you to change your perspective. So instead of thinking about it being confrontational, think about it just being a conversation and being persistent in that conversation. So it's like an ongoing conversation, ongoing follow through with the teachers and administrators at the school until your child receives the services or gets what they need. And then lastly, I would say trust and believe that you're the expert on your child. You know your child better than anyone else. And so just trust in that. And so you may not know the educational system, but you do know your child. And so that is most important. Okay, so if you all have questions, DM me. You can email me at info@providentialcounseling.com. I will be going live every Sunday at 9 p.m. And this upcoming series will be how to help your child be successful in school. So if you know parents that need this information, please let them know that I'll be going live every Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the question box, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you all. Have a good day.